Guys, it's important to remember that everybody is suing us, and our leader, Elon, decided that while everybody was suing us, it would be a good idea to cut half of our workforce. Judge, it's important that you remember that our leaders are incompetent, and I don't think it's fair that you're holding us to the same standard that you would hold normal people to, because normal people are competent, but not our leader, completely and totally incompetent. Britt just sent me this. I'm not going to provide any additional commentary here. I'm just going to show you. Is there a full screen option on TikTok? What a terrible format. In case you cannot read the comment says, Senate and House do not hold the purse. Congress does.
Senate and House do not hold the purse. Congress does. You dumb bitch. Senate and House is Congress. Oh Lord, I blame Bush for you were that one child. You were that one child left behind.
So he said, I blame Bush. You were that one child left behind. That made me laugh this morning. I hope you enjoyed that. The Trump Justice Department is struggling. This is their administration. I'm trying to remember which one. This is one of their court cases. I don't remember which one. The judge said, why do we get a declaration from Peter Mar-a-Lago and there's really no documentation of anything there? Mar-a-Lago says every decision was approved by Marco Rubio. I've got no documentation, a letter, an email showing that the secretary approved anything, right? So I think this is specifically about unilaterally cutting aid. And Gardner, who's the attorney for the Justice Department, said, I think it's important, guys. I think it's very important that everyone understands the context here. Since January 20th, when we took over, we have received approximately 80 lawsuits, and our staff at the Justice Department's Federal Programs Branch has been cut in half. We have about half the number of staff that we had in November, and we are working hard on these expedited schedules. Guys, it's important to remember that everybody is suing us, and our leader, Elon, decided that while everybody was suing us, it would be a good idea to cut half of our workforce. Just get rid of anybody who worked for Joe Biden out the door. Judge, it's important that you remember that our leaders are incompetent. And I don't think it's fair that you're holding us to the same standard that you would hold normal people to, because normal people are competent, but not our leader, completely and totally incompetent. Tevin said free RTP. That's right. That's right. There's a lot of fuck text here. That is a crazy amount of lawsuits. Yeah. Morocco could have provided more, said the judge. It wouldn't have taken extra work on your part to seek more documentation. If it really was a decision by USAID, there should be a piece of paper or an electronic message from Rubio saying, I'm approving this. Morocco said he had the authority. Morocco would have had access to anything he signed. Why don't we have that? Gardner, I'm not trying to be obsequious. We're doing the best we can to get as much information as possible. Judge says, you're saying that the Justice Department isn't taking this case seriously? That they're not staffing it sufficiently? Gardner, no, it's the opposite. We are taking it seriously. I haven't had a day off since January 20th. We are literally working day and night. Judge says, I understand that they're cutting people across the government. If you're saying you don't have enough people, maybe that's part of the problem. I mean, if USAID can't respond to lawsuits, maybe they need more people. All right. My mind has actually been a little fucked up. I was talking to a friend who was with a business associate, and we were talking just about I was talking specifically about how VC is just a Ponzi scheme, and it's crazy that we can't recognize that it's a Ponzi scheme. And he brought up mortgages, and he's like, yeah, the original scheme, mortgages. And I was like, no, mortgages aren't a scheme. Like, it's nice to have. And then I started thinking about mortgages, and I was thinking about how how it's absolutely a scam. And then I got really frustrated about how basically our entire economy and this idea of like American wealth and American exceptionalism, like we just created things that aren't real and then assigned value to it. And that's how we got so wealthy. And when you realize that, like when shit hits the fan, we don't really have a lot to fall back on. And I'm not feeling terribly comfortable with that. America has to be good at something again. And I don't know what we're good at right now, except for like generating massive amounts of wealth for rich people, like just fake wealth. Yeah, money isn't real. Yeah, it's just how it went yesterday. How about that stonks market today? I haven't looked at the market today yet. I do know this. I know that $300,000 just went from a private individual into a nonprofit down at Mar-a-Lago. They were doing an auction, raising money for a dog rescue. Which, by the way, I think last time they did this, Trump himself made like $1 million or something holding it at Mar-a-Lago. Anyways, they were auctioning off this idol. It's a goat in $100 bills with a MAGA hat on. And this is what happened to Mar-a-Lago yesterday.
225, 250.
You want to go one more time? Can you make it 3 and I'll leave it alone?
Sold 300,000. Sold 300,000.
That sold for $300,000. You have a bunch of rich people here. I saw House and Habit was here. Just a bunch of obscenely rich people spending obscene amounts of money at Mar-a-Lago at an event that Trump is at, while Trump is cutting the federal workers that are making $50, $60, $70, $80,000 a year. As the president is cutting funds for everybody, cutting jobs all across the country, they're here at Mar-a-Lago celebrating spending $300,000 for this goddamn goat. And by the way, people spend money on dumb shit all the time. It happens all the time, but rarely does it happen while a president is president at his house while he's making money from a fundraiser that his daughter-in-law set up with, and while he's milking all of his donors. He made money. The daughter-in-law made money. People in the federal government are being fired. Waste, sure. Fraud, sure. There's waste here. 300 grand for that's waste. Fraud here, our president making a bunch of money, and abuse. I think that they have largely, if you go through like Twitter or Instagram and you see the pictures from this video, it is very clear that fillers are being heavily abused at Mar-a-Lago. We have a massive problem, an abuse problem at Mar-a-Lago with fillers. So I think we have all three: waste, fraud, and abuse.